Organic Vegetable Gardening, Agricultural Extension Service, University of Tennessee, publication 1391.
Getting it to the farm.
Organic Vegetable Gardening. Alternative means of pest control. Choose vegetables and varieties wisely. A few vegetables can frequently be grown without serious damage from insects and diseases. Examples include beets, carrots, garlic, okra, onions, radishes, and many herbs. Many other vegetables are susceptible to frequent attack by a number of insect or disease organisms. Grow resistant varieties. The University of Tennessee Agricultural Extension Service Fact Sheet SP277-K, Disease Resistance in Recommended Vegetable Varieties for Home Gardens, lists more than 50 varieties of 21 vegetables reported as resistant to one or more diseases. Many of these varieties have resistance to 3 or more diseases. It's important to remember that resistance is not immunity. A resistant variety will probably not totally escape a pest, but may be attacked later or bear a fair crop despite being attacked by the pest. Selecting vegetable varieties resistant to several pests is well worthwhile if you desire to reduce the use of plant protective chemicals. Grow hybrid varieties. Hybrid varieties are more often pest resistant than non-hybrid varieties. This is because hybrids are crosses of true breeding lines. They're frequently selected to contain specific pest resistance from both parent lines. Hybrids also tend to be high-yielding, earlier bearing, and longer living than non-hybrid vegetables when grown under favorable conditions. Their increased vigor may permit them to tolerate or outgrow a minor attack. Unfortunately, many organic gardeners prefer non-hybrid varieties. Hybrid varieties do require favorable growing conditions to reach their full potential. They must also be grown from purchased seed, which is expensive because of the labor involved in making the crosses necessary to produce the seed. Plants grown from seed, saved from hybrid varieties, will vary in numerous characteristics rather than being identical to the parent plants. Seed saving of hybrid varieties is not recommended. Despite these advantages, hybrid vegetables are generally a wise choice for gardeners. They have increased vigor, pest resistance, and longevity, and seem to be equal in taste and nutrition to non-hybrid varieties. The fruit, in fact, frequently has improved shelf life and improvements in both appearance and quality. Obtain quality seed and transplants. A last consideration in the choice of vegetables and varieties is the source of vegetable seed or transplants. Seed collected locally may carry a wide range of diseases. It may not be true to type and will not germinate well unless stored properly. Commercially produced seed is less likely to carry diseases because the seeds are produced in areas having low humidity where disease and insect much less common. Also, obviously diseased and off-type plants are rogued out before they produce seed. These seeds are also packed and stored properly so they will germinate well. Inspect plants for the presence of insects, leaf spots or yellowing, and dying leaves. Never purchase transplants showing signs of insect infestation or disease. Young, vigorously growing transplants in individual cells of a cell pack are likely to grow most vigorously. Bare root and older plants least vigorously. Inspect the roots of bare root plants and do not buy them if the roots are dried and died. Use cultural controls. A wide range of cultural techniques can be used to reduce problems in home gardens. Methods of control vary considerably from one pest to another, depending on the kind of pest, the vegetable affected, and the interaction of the two. Damage or loss of one or a few plants is generally considered insignificant. Control measures are generally aimed at saving the majority of the crop rather than individual plants. Most control measures aim at helping plants avoid contact with pests, as well as eradicating or reducing numbers of pests in the area. These methods include sanitation, proper row spacing, varying planting dates and seeding rate, crop rotation, planting on raised beds, adding to soil organic matter, using mulches, irrigating properly, and many others. Most cultural pest control methods are effective against more than one type of pest. Gardeners should be familiar with them and use as many as possible. Eliminate plant debris. Many insects and diseases survive on plant residues. Their numbers decrease markedly as the decay process proceeds. Begin by maintaining a garden area free from plant debris. Mow or mechanically remove weeds before they can produce seed. Individual plants of some weeds can produce as many as 1 million seed. Remove dead, dying, and spent vegetables from the garden, or chop them into pieces and turn them under as soon as harvest is complete. This will speed up decay and reduce potential for disease and insect buildup by removing overwintering sites of insects and diseases. Multiple plowings or tillings will not only ensure that all plant residues are worked into the soil, where they will decay rapidly, but will mechanically eliminate many soil insects such as grubworms, cutworms, and wireworms. Working the soil several times is especially important in gardens that have previously been sod for several years, as soil insects are likely to be present in the sod in large numbers. Weed seeds will germinate as they are brought to the surface and be killed when the soil is worked. This can reduce future weed problems. Soil free from surface plant debris and organic mulches will dry out earlier in the spring so it can be worked and planted. This is important because cool season crops must be planted early if they're to mature before summer heat halts their growth and reduces yield and quality. Increase soil organic matter. Turning plant debris under also increases soil organic matter. This is discussed in considerable detail in Managing Soils Organically section of this publication. A primary concern here is the effect of soil organic matter on nematode populations. Increasing soil organic matter has been widely reported to reduce nematode populations. Organic matter apparently enhances the environment for other organisms that feed on nematodes or directly inhibits their growth. Plantings of wheat, oats, cereal rye, or French marigolds seem especially effective in reducing nematode populations when grown in mass plantings and turned under several weeks before gardening season. There is no evidence indicating that scattered marigolds growing in a vegetable garden will significantly reduce insect or nematode populations. For more information on nematodes, see Extension Fact Sheet SP341-L, Nematode Control in the Home Garden. Rotate plant families. Rotation of plant families, closely related plants, is yet another means of reducing insect and disease problems. Many insect and disease problems can be reduced.
Susceptible to many of the same
Table
insect
1 lists several
disease
vegetable
and
groups that can be
nematode
rotated to help reduce pest problems. Table 1. Examples of crop groupings to reduce diseases. Group A is the cantaloupe and melon squash family, susceptible to microdium blight, fusarium wilt, to gummy stem blight, arachnothrose, to scab, belly rot, angular leaf spot, and nematodes. Group B, the cole crops, Brussels sprouts, lettuce, mustard, radishes, spinach, chard, and rutabagas and turnips. Group B, in general, is susceptible to blackleg, clubroot, and black rot. Group C, eggplant, Irish potatoes, okra, pepper, and tomato. Group C is susceptible to bacterial canker, early blight, nematodes, and potato scab. Group D, beets, carrots, garlic, shallots, sweet potatoes, is susceptible to scurf, black rot, wilt, and nematodes. Group E, sweet corn, susceptible to smut. And Group F, beans, cowpeas, and peas. Group F, susceptible to fusarium root rot, nematodes, and anthracnose.
And I feel like New York City. Get me to the farm.